Hi, and welcome to Game Creation, and we've done so far so good on this. Remember, this is just a week project on creating the classic snake that I used to play on my Nokia, what was it, 3330, because it had WAP. 3310 didn't have WAP. I was very privileged back in the day. And so today we're going to actually make it more like Snake, and in tomorrow's video we're just going to mop up all the odds and sods at the end. So part of Snake is that you eat the food and the snake grows. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So let's get started. And so far in the project that we've been doing this week, we've got the food randomly generated, and we've got the player being able to control the snake. But the nothing happens when you eat the food, so we need to sort that out. So we're going to have a look at the tick, because it's mainly going to be in the tick in a second. But first of all, we're going to have the score. So we want to have a score. So I'm just going to add that. Oh, actually, I don't think you can have score. The score. Because I think Clickteam has protected words that you can't use for alterable values, because Clickteam uses the words for other things. So we'll call it the score, which is fine. Now, I'm going to set the score to 1 to start off with, because they do currently have 1 when they start. There, I'm generous. I give them a score of 1 at the start. Okay, so what happens with this tick? We set the direction, which is brilliant. That's what we want. Then at the end here, we write a value of 0 to that current player. Now, we're not going to be doing that because what we want to do is we want to set the old tile to 2, then 3, then 4, and we want each of them to add up by 1 each time. So I'm going to comment that out, deactivate the line. I'm going to see what happens now, which is brilliant. That's what we want. We want to calculate whether a piece should get destroyed differently. Okay, so that works well. Then we're going to write a value of 1 to the new one. I think we like that. I think that should happen. But we need to have some conditionals first. And we need to figure out whether they've got a point or not before that point. So quite a lot to do between these sections here. So I think that I'm going to just give myself a little bit of room here, because there's quite a few things to do here. So we know we know where they're going, which is good. But we first of all need to check whether they actually ate some food. So let's insert 1 here, and we want to compare to the alterable values here. We want to compare to the new x and new y. So the new x, we want to see no, we want to look into the array, don't we? So insert, and we're going to look into the array. That's what we want to do. And we want the new x. I think I've already got this like loads of times, but I'll write it out from scratch. Why not? I try and get lazy and copy and paste things when I can. So we're looking to see where the player's moving to. If it's lower than 0, because all food will have -1 on the grid, which I don't know if we actually have done. We haven't actually done that. We haven't actually set the... we should probably do that as well. So we need to set the right to the array. So we need to write the value of food x and food y. So it would be -1, and it would be position the value of food x and the value of food y. So we need to actually, when the food's created, we need to actually write it to the array, which I forgot to do. I was just so happy that I managed to get this down to 4 lines of code. what can you do? Okay, so if it's actually food, so if it's lower than 0, then we need to probably add 1 to the score, I'd imagine. So alterable values, and can use the add function, add to. The score, need to add 1 to the score, and we need to delete the food because they've just collected it. So let's just run that and see whether that works. Ooh, it doesn't look like it. Okay, there's obviously something, I think it's here. It's created it. I don't think it likes that. Let's run it again. Yeah, that is a crash, and that means we've done a boo-boo, which is not good. And I think the reason is this line here. So I'm going to delete this line, because I think that I was changing it and then that was firing, and it was just creating an infinite loop, which is exactly what I told you not to do. There we go, that works perfect. Now the food is being taken over by a player tile, which I think I know why. Because I think I've got it so that if it's different to 0, we just want to say if it's greater than 0, because we've dealt with the food separately. And there we go, that's perfect. Grab the food, and the food gets created somewhere else, which is exactly what we want. Okay, I don't know why it paused there, so we've obviously got another bug in the code, which we'll need to figure out at some point. Okay, now, so we've dealt with the score, which is really good, but the next thing is to actually have the kind of snake move, and what I'm going to do is just copy all of this bit here, paste it in here, and then I'm going to call it tail, or snake tail. Copy all of that. And we're just going to deal with the snake tail. Okay, so for the snake tail, what we want to do is check to see if the current position, the current bit of snake is greater than 0. That means there's a snake there. If there's a snake there, what we're going to do, we're not going to do any of that. We're just going to add to the array. So you can do this by just writing a value to xy, getting the current value from the xy, and this will be fast loop index, like that. And we're just going to add 1 to it, so +1. Okay, so all of them get added to 1, but we also need to check to see whether they've gone above the score, because if they've gone more than the score, they get reset back to 0, because that's the end of the snake. So if it is greater than, I think the score object's in here. If it's greater than the score, then we're going to reset it. Simple as that. So we add 1 to it, then immediately check to see if it's more than the score. Right, let's run that now. It seems that we've got a problem. Interesting one. Interesting, because I keep telling you not to copy and paste whole chunks, and I don't do the same myself. Still got display X, display Y, so I just need to remove that. put the actual fast loop index in. Right, let's try it now. Perfect. And you can see here, as it eats it, it gets longer, which is exactly what we wanted. There we go. This is starting to look a lot more snake-like. And there we go. And you can see that that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then as soon as it gets to my score, which say is 7, it if it goes over that, then it just gets deleted. And so just getting deleted from the array. And this is just an array game. There's nothing, like, there's some graphics to it, but it's all been run on the array. Apart from the food gets created independently. It doesn't get created as part of the array. But what can you do? Now we currently don't have any problems going out of bounds. So I'm currently out of bounds. So we need to sort that out in tomorrow's video. Please keep the comments coming in, and if you've got suggestions for a project next week, then please let me know, and I'll see you tomorrow for our final snake video. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you want to see more from us, please click subscribe. We release videos every single weekday at 7 PM UK time. Thank you.